Hey, this is Tanner Thorson, and you're watching Dirty Right Rear Podcasts.
All right, Tanner, welcome to the show.
Yeah, man, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I know you guys got rained out last night, so you're running you're running tomorrow somewhere. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
Fremont.
Fremont, okay. So where are you at now?
We're in Indiana, so we're at my buddy's house. He's got a shop here, Brent Marvel. We're at his
Oh,
dad's place here in I guess it's Pittsburgh area. So
yeah.
Awesome. We'll try not to I hate to go this far, man. I'm a fan, so this is really tough for me to do this one, and I really appreciate it because I grew up, running micros and Power I days with you, Bell, Larson, and Rico, and one of our awesome tracks are out here in the Midwest was Belclair Speedway.
oh yeah.
And man, ever since then, dude, I just been, I told these guys, I said, I can't super fan this shit out because I'm getting ready to get bad. But I just wanted to throw that out there, man. Those Belclair days was just, and that had to be awesome to live through that too, man. That was just some of the coolest racing. It's sad to see that place gone, but God, that was awesome.
Yeah, that place was cool, man. That's one of my favorite places that we raced at, I ran a midget at.
Yeah.
I always seemed to have good luck there for some whatever reason, but it was always a good jam.
Oh yeah. That was pretty awesome. We'll try not to keep you up with all the generic questions. I'm
Oh,
sure
you're
you
good, man.
do the same old thing. So I mean, we'll try to get to something a little funny. And I love how, man, you just talk everything and just don't care about a lot of the people's. You want your opinion out there, and you're going to tell the truth about stuff and do all that. And I love it. Like Chili Bowl deal. I was down there, and to see all that was awesome. And I know probably people did give you crap about it, but who gives a crap about that? But
They did. I didn't hear them, so it was all good.
yeah. Well, man, the racing was so much better. I mean, if you didn't see that, if you didn't know what was going on and see that the racing was 10 times better, even the shootout was like that, man. I mean, shootout
Yeah.
was better. So, I mean, that's hats off to all them, and hats off to you for kind of speaking your piece about that, because that was pretty cool deal.
It just had to happen. I mean, I was sick of wasting my money and my time and all my resources, my people, my sponsors, and everybody that's a part of my program to keep going there. Honestly, it's when that place rubbers up, there's a problem for the most part. Some places rubber up, obviously, and some places rubber up really fast, like that place was doing. And I don't think we saw a rubber up racetrack at all
Yeah.
that whole week from shootout to Chili Bowl. So definitely was a positive thing, I feel like, and made it, I think, a little bit more enjoyable for the fans as well as everybody involved. So it was a good thing. And I think Cody Cordell did a hell of a job, pursuing it the way he did to kind of, make it the way it needed to be. And I think it's just going to get better from here on out.
Oh yeah, I don't know what was more, cool to watch, the racing or all the guys hurrying up and getting all their tires out of the building.
Oh my.
That was awesome.
You see every year, man, they're taking them out throughout the week and they'll come back looking like they've been put in a lathe um, and I got shit. My stuff's still dirty and it's hard to keep up. So like when the RD12s was around, it wasn't that big of a problem. Like the tire was so soft, it wasn't that big of a deal. And then they got rid of that and got the SP3, and then now it was a huge deal. So I mean, it's two to 3/10. So I think no one really complained about it because RD12 was such a good tire and was a really good tire that we got to run. And then now it's a big deal. So yeah.
You said you think it was a little more enjoyable for the fans. It was a lot more enjoyable for the fans.
Yeah.
That 2 weeks of racing was phenomenal. The only race I can remember that was kind of a downer, and it wasn't really a downer, it just didn't live up to the rest of the week, was the A main for the Chili Bowl. It wasn't quite as good.
Yeah, I think gravel. So I've always given gravel and the track crew guys a lot of crap over the last 4 years. And then this year they did a hell of a job, like a really good job. But I think they were a little bit behind the eight ball come Saturday because they were so used to the track rubbering up and them, like their track works that they have scheduled and they have this many laps. We're going to go do this and that. It all got thrown out the window. Like,
Right.
honestly, they didn't know what was going to happen. Then they still did a hell of a job, I feel like, to get it to where it was really good. But I think come down Saturday night, they didn't anticipate a lot of stuff, and none of us really did, honestly. I was expecting rubber to come, and it never came. So I think this year coming up, they'll do a better job.
Yeah, they always seem to, I mean, up until the last 4 or 5 years, the Chili Bowl and shootout for that matter, they always seem to give a good track. So I have no doubt they'll get it phenomenal again.
Yeah.
And it was for what, 10 days?
Oh,
I mean, it was just,
I mean, even the shootout was.
I don't know that I've ever seen a shootout as good as this last year.
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right, one thing we want to talk to you about, we got a big thing going on this week on FS1. We got, for the first time since 2013, we're going to have sprint cars live on national television. What do you think about that? That just sounds cool.
Yeah, big step in the career of sprint car racing and stuff. And it's crazy that it's taken it this long to be able to do that. Honestly, man, sprint car racing is some of the best racing in the country, in the world, and to be able to have NASCAR, some of it's entertaining, some of it's not, but Truck Series and Xfinity and some of the other forms of racing that are on national TV that have no rhyme or reason to be on TV is crazy. Right. And obviously Chili Bowl is, and that's a good thing. But now I think this is kind of the high limits are. Obviously, Larson and Brad are trying to make the sprint car racing like the biggest it's ever been. And, a lot of people are shitting on it, and a lot of people are shitting on the Outlaws and high limit deal. But, man, I think it's just making the sprint car racing huge, honestly. And props to High Limit for getting us on FS1. I mean, that's a huge deal if it could succeed and I mean, what was it? What, Speed Channel? Did Speed Channel have it on there? Yeah.
Yep. That was the last dirt sprint car live race.
Yeah. And like, just for all of us dirt fans, that shows how many fans we have, across the board. I mean, the stands are packed at a high limit race the same night that the Outlaws are racing, and they're 4 hours down the road. And that just shows you how many people are actually into dirt racing. And I think, with Larson being in NASCAR and stuff, it transitions to bringing fans from that side of the world over to us and vice versa. So it's definitely a big step in the right direction for us racers. And, I'm very thrilled to be a part of it. And, we're just now getting our stuff good enough. So maybe we can get a little bit better for TV.
Yeah, we'll talk about that shortly. But Thursday night, July 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern, it'll be live from Eldora. The
Joker's Jackpot.
It'll be the C main, B main, and the 40-lap A main with Chase Rodman, Blake Anderson, and Tony Laporta. Those three guys could call a mouse race and make it exciting. So I'm excited for that, and I know you guys are too.
It's just a big.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a big step in the sprint car game for you guys. I mean, it's going to help put money in you guys' pockets. If all this can kind of get going and everything, everybody can start making a good living at it again and be race car drivers, and that's what all of us fans want to see. We want to see more and more guys, because there for a while, you had 6 or 8 guys that could barely even travel, and that sucks. Man, I want to see the 15 to 20 guys, and then you get the local people to show up and like, because we're right down here by Peevely, and it was cool when the Outlaws would come and there'd be 15 or 20 of them, and our locals would go, and if one of them made the show, we were pumped about that, because we were like, oh man. So that's what we want to go. I mean, it's better now for our locals because maybe 5 or 6 of them will make it, but I still liked it better when one of them make it and he'd be the king of our local track for a while, like he made the Outlaw show or whatever. But right. I think it's going to help put more guys back on the road and keep money in you guys' pockets so you can actually go do it and keep us watching, man. And it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the sponsor deal right now, we need that live television. We need these series to take off and have that rivalry and have that, who's better, we're better sort of deal, because it draws people, it draws sponsors, and does all that stuff. And, we need sponsors to race. I know some teams don't, but our team does. There's a lot of teams that do, and a lot of teams that don't. So, I think it's going to be a huge step, and hopefully, we can get on to some more nights of racing that get kind of broadcasted, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it, see how it is. And, you know, my father-in-law was on live television a lot. And like, I was actually just watching a bunch of races, you know, from back when he was racing. And, it's just cool to kind of see how it was done, man. You know, it's like NASCAR, but on dirt, you know, and I think we are a better show, and we can, you know, we have better racing, and I feel like our drivers are better in dirt racing. So.
Right. You know, you talk about the rivalry between the High Limit and the Outlaws. As a fan, I love it, man. I love seeing the smack talk from drivers a little bit here and there.
Well, no one wants to just watch regular racing. We want to watch conflict and drama. And I mean, we go to the races there. I go every week and have a couple micro sprints and everything. And if we ain't talking some kind of shit and getting in some kind of trouble, it ain't fun.
That's right.
I mean, and the kids these days, I mean, you can speak for this. I know the kids these days have no filter, no care in the world. Send it to the moon, and
hey, I was there.
Away, it's over.
Yeah,
yeah.
I just think it's neat that, you know, with these two series, and they've got to be putting more money in the drivers' pockets and more drivers than ever before.
Absolutely. I think so. Obviously I didn't race back in that time, but just hearing what they used to pay and stuff, and even in the last 5 years of them upping the purses and stuff like that. And then Brad and Kyle coming in, and obviously I'm a little bit biased as far as that, because we do race for a lot of money, a lot of nights throughout the year. And you know, I'm part of the High Limit deal. So, obviously I haven't won yet, but we're working there. So, but I can still see how much money they're making. So, yeah, it's good. There's a lot of people that talk shit and a lot of people that don't know a damn thing either too. So, it's, you know, I think the rivalry is good. I think it's helping our sport. You watch UFC, like I've been watching UFC stuff, and I mean, all the guys just shit on each other 24/7. And, you know, I enjoy it. I love it. I love the morale, you know, that it brings in the pit area and stuff like that. And, I think it's, just, like I said, next step of greatness.
So how about when you're at an event where there's a lot of outlaw guys, a lot of high limit, is there tension between the two sides?
There's tension between Cody Jacobs and every high limit guy. That's about it, but he likes to bitch a lot. So, and I like Cody. He just, I don't know what he's bitching about, but he's got the fastest car in the country, and he still seems to have something to bitch about. So, there is a lot of tension, man. It is, and it isn't. Like I go there because I just want to race against the best people. We'll go to whatever outlaw show. It doesn't matter. We're not racing outlaws for, you know, whatever reason. Like, we go there to kind of perform, and it doesn't matter if you're a high limit guy or an outlaw guy to me. You know, I just want to beat you. And I feel like a lot of us all think the same. And really the ones that get caught up in it are fans that are long-term fans of World of Outlaw racing, honestly. And I mean, they have every right to be, but they also have to realize too that it's good for our sport. And, yeah, I think it's good. I think the high limit's going to open up the outlaws to needing to pay more money to their drivers and, you know, points funds and stuff like that. And I think it's just going to be a constant battle of who's going to pay more money. And that's where those people are going to go. So,
yeah, we were actually talking about that off air. Is the high limit is opening up the World Outlaws in just my opinion. They're opening it up to where they have to kind of step up to the new deal.
Yeah.
You know,
they'll lose their drivers.
Yeah, the old school stuff is, I mean, it just ain't there no more, man. And I mean, people want to go do what they want and chase the money and do this and that. And I think it's going to bring the World Outlaws to the new playing field where limit already is, you know, and nothing against the World Outlaws. I mean, that's a staple I mean, that was a badass, you know, it still is badass, but I mean, I think that they're stuck behind the times a little bit.
Yeah. And I think they have every right to be, in a way. They've been the only series to be doing what they're doing. And, you know, I think what's it been 3 times people have tried to start a new series and have failed to do so, to kind of not necessarily take over the Outlaws, but be another traveling national tour. So, the only thing that they didn't have is Larson and Brad and all the people behind it that they do now. I mean, it's big. And I mean, I grew up racing with Kyle. I've been around Brad a lot. Like, I don't think those two would put their name on the series if they didn't have big plans and if it wasn't going to succeed. They got, both of them have a lot of big backers behind it that, you know, are there for them as well as everybody else on the tour. And I keep saying it's only the beginning, which is incredible.
Yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. You know, I feel like, you know, the Outlaws have already tried to kind of, they've upped their purses and some of their perks and things like that. And they allow guys to run, 4 times now a year. But I feel like they're going to have to up that, because look at you guys in the High Limit series. You run probably 30%, I'm guessing, less than those guys. And at the end of the year, the top High Limit guys and the top Outlaw guys are going to be pretty close on money.
Yeah, no, honestly, I mean, there's a big gap, I think, you know, as far as winnings. And then when you start stepping back and points funds and stuff like that and tow money, like, I think the Outlaws get more tow money than, you know, us, but I feel like it all kind of trickles down. And like you said, it's just going to kind of end up being almost the same. It's going to kind of mesh together, you know, right. To a certain point. I mean, and a lot of that comes down to if a high limit guy goes and races with the Outlaws, you know, and vice versa. I mean, look at Buddy. He showed up to Eagle and won 55 grand, 55, you know, and like, I mean, that adds to his pay, and that didn't come from the Outlaws. So, right. Yeah, it was a good night for him.
Yeah, he's been on a roll lately. Speaking of on a roll lately, you've been on a pretty good tear since about the end of May. I know, like you said, you haven't picked up a win yet, but you got 6 top 5s out of that, and 2 or 3 second place, and a couple of third place out of that. So, what's been rolling for you? I know you have a totally different suspension setup than everybody else. So, if you want to touch on that a little bit, we're all ears.
Yeah, it started off dynoing torsion bars, and you know, Stevie has a dyno for bars, and we started dynoing new bars and old bars, and I was getting stuff that, you know, a 975 was equating out the same to a quarter bar, and one was new, one was used, 2 new ones. Like, it didn't matter. Bars were all over the board. And you know, Stevie's had a lot of success and a lot of time on coil cars, and I literally told him, I was like, after I dynoed those bars, I was like, hey, we're dynoing, or I'm ordering a car tomorrow. And he's like, are you sure? Like, more or less, I don't want to work that hard sort of deal, and get back into the nitty gritty of racing, because he's been out of it. But we ordered that car, man. And you know, we ran it the last 6 races last year, and we were, you know, really fast, honestly, for what we had, and then brought it out again this year. And that's all I have in my stable. And, just trying different stuff. And finally we struggled enough to where Stevie, I think, kind of had to go down memory lane a little bit and start breaking into some books. And I have binders of notes from 1997 to 2002. And it's maybe a half of what he has back at his shop. And there's one night at Lakeside, I started looking through them, and I found a track that I felt was like relatively close to Lakeside, and we put that setup on for the B main, and my car was just like holy shit, completely different race car. And then, you know, we went to another track and we struggled with some motor stuff, and then we went to Port Royal, and I already do not like that place, and struggled. And then the final night, Stevie called me and he said, all right, listen up, you're going to listen here and just do it, and don't even worry about what anybody says. Don't worry about ride heights. I want this tire on. I want this, and just go drive it. Do not measure a thing. Do not nothing. And I did. And man, from then on, we've kind of just fine-tuned from there, different tracks, change the gear and change stagger, and you know, a little weight here and there. And man, my car's been unbelievable. Like, honestly, I mean, it's been a dream to drive. So, we're still like, we got so many variations of motors right now that we're trying to just figure out everything they need. I got 2 riders, I got a Kubota, and I got 2 Don Otts, and like every motor is just a little bit different. So, just trying to fine tune those, and you know, fine tune the car as well. And like, one motor takes 20 points more gear, one takes 20 less. So, yeah, just fine tuning, man. Our car's been awesome. Like I can't say it enough. Like I've driven really good wing cars and stuff that was more feasible for being out in California when I was racing out there full time. And but this thing on the bigger racetracks and stuff like that has been, and I'm not a fan of. Just like you mentioned, Belclair. That's like that type of shit is my jam. Like same thing with a wing car. Get on a quarter mile. I've always been lights out, just fine and good. And I'd get to them bigger 3/8 and half miles, and I would just struggle like no tomorrow. And what Stevie has turned our program around in a matter of I think 2 months now has been the difference of me just kind of being there and some maybe not even making the show to actually having a shot at running up in the top 10, top 5 and stuff like that. And it's just a big group effort by my team. And I've said this a couple times, like I've been working on my driving a lot. Just coming from midgets and the non-wing stuff, and more or less like I've learned so many bad habits over the years of wanting to flick the car, wanting to just stop the car and drive off the corner. And I've been trying to transition that into my wing racing. Now in California, I was fine. It was perfect, and everybody hated it because I was fast and the way I drove. And they're like, well, we don't race around here like that. I'm like, if I can slide you, I'm sliding you. Well, I've just not been able to kind of get that feel of the way the car needs to be on the bigger tracks and even just out here in general, honestly. And now I do. So I've been working on that, and cars been getting better. Motors have been really good, and just a big package.
That's wild to bring some old technology back there. Does he ever give you shit and be like, see, this is back in the day, man, this is the way I do it, and you need to get there, or does he try to say, hey, order up a new non-down tube Gambler or something like that?
I promise you, if we could, he would. No, he's so old school and common sense. It's unreal. Like if we could have just oil shocks on this thing, no adjusters, he probably would. No wing adjuster, like he probably would. But it's a little bit, I think a little bit too, is like I've kind of helped him a little bit kind of see different stuff that like, because he's never like went and crew chiefed on someone's car. He's just done his own stuff. And I'm sure he's helped people over the times, obviously, but like I've been able to kind of, I think maybe bring them up to speed a little bit on certain like shock stuff. Like they didn't have our shock technology back then. And that's the big reason why I built these cars too, is to kind of foresee that shock technology. And shocks are so good right now. It's unreal. And Factory Cane has been doing a hell of a job with me to kind of develop our program better. So it's just I think it's just I'm relying on him. He's relying on my feedback because he's not at the racetrack with me. And it's just kind of, it's just working in, man. It's awesome to be able to kind of talk to him because, I have people that I rely on in this sport. And, one of them is Lee Lindgren, who I raced out in California with. And then I built my 3C midget with him. And we came out to, midget week and stuff like that. And he knows my driving style. He knows how I like a car. But the one thing that he doesn't have that Stevie has is he actually, like, Stevie's driven the cars and has set his stuff up. And Lee actually had a coil car back in the day. So like all the people that I'm surrounded by has a clue and knows, so it's been good. It's just it's crazy to kind of hear what Stevie talks about throughout a night, of what to do to the race car and stuff, and me doing my own stuff in the years past and my midget stuff, and kind of just like relating to it, and I mean, he's thinking back to the late 90s to 2000s when he's talking to me, and it like at first it takes a little bit to kind of comprehend like but the times have been past that, but it honestly has not. Like,
well, it's like the best of both worlds. I mean, you're getting all the old technology, the ease of like back in the day, the easier it was, the faster it was, everything was simple. And then you're bringing new technology to his view. And so together, I mean, it's just got to be powerful, man. I mean, both things has just got to be sick.
Yeah, and like when he talks to me sometimes, it's like, man, we had a 4.5 or straight 5 or whatever. I'm like, hello, what? Like, I don't know what that is, and it's just funny to kind of hear the old school terms, a 28.0 left rear and stuff. I'm like, well, we're 93s, 94s. I don't even know what that is. So, yeah, it's been good. Him and I've had a really good relationship before he was like really, really involved with our team and already. And like just for me working in his shop and working on machines and helping him, in his shop build parts or anything, change the filters and the CNCs. Like we've always worked good together. Somehow I think just because I'm always wanting to learn everything I can and take in what I can. So I listen to him a lot, and I might not do it that same way the next time, but at least I got the idea of it from it first. But we just work really good together, and I wish he was not such a stuck on the porch guy, as the PA term, stuck on the porch, and would come out to some races. And I think it'd definitely benefit us some more. But we're doing good right now, and we'll just keep doing what we're doing.
That's one of the things I wanted to bring up. He recently won crew chief of the week or the month from home. That's awesome.
Yeah, he saw the post. I think Nikki showed him the post, and he's like, "Is this a joke? I don't think anybody's ever done this." And I was like, no, man, like you did it. Like I'm not taking no credit. I mean,
right.
I'd have had the left rear on the right rear the next step I was about to do because I was getting so frustrated. But no, man, it's like our speed has been strictly him. I mean, plain and simple. I have to drive it, obviously, but it makes my job a lot easier when the car is good. And I think any good race car driver out there can contest when your car's not good. It's a hell of a time, honestly. So, and it's crazy. Like there's times like I'm like, fuck, I feel good. Like I feel really good. And I get out of the car thinking we should be top 5, like no problem. And I'm 6/10 off. And I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like this does not make sense at all. Whatever. And then now I feel like I'm slow. And I feel like I'll go out for qualifying and in hot laps, and I'm like, that was not good. Come out and we're top of the board or we're 5th, and we're right there. I'm like, this doesn't. So I think a lot of that's like my midget stuff coming from my midgets, where like when you feel super good, you're probably really good. And when you feel like shit, you're going to be like shit. And it's just not been playing into that factor with wing racing, and especially out on these bigger tracks that I'm not used to. So, yeah, it's been good.
You want to talk a little bit about your midget days? You're the 2016 USAC midget champion. That year, you won 17 of 19 features, and also we'd like to touch on the Chili Bowl win 2022, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so where you want to start midgets? I feel like I'm old as hell talking about my midget career. Everybody's like, hey, like, man, back in your day. I'm like, bro, that was like 11 years ago. Like, I don't really know. So, no.
Also, the midget stuff too, man. I mean, it sucks because like when I talk about Belle Claire and all that, man, when say you ran a Power Eye show, there were 60, 70 cars, and all this. And now, I hate to say it, but it just sucks to see what happened to the midgets. I mean, they barely get a full field everywhere now, man. I know that it's costly. I mean, you see the money, and that's crazy. They're just so damn cool to not have so many cars. But I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, what's kind of been the demise of the midgets? Just the cost, or everybody jumping on the sprint car bandwagon because sprint cars are badass and they're paying a bunch of money?
So we all thought back in 13, 14, 15 that Power Eye was going to be the next USAC. They had the most cars. We raced at the best tracks. USAC was kind of, I wouldn't say shit, but like everybody's over it. I mean, it wasn't, and like we all thought it was going to take over. I mean, you had 60 cars and you go to USAC races 25, 26, and I think more and less like the price of motors there's no reason a 4-cylinder should be almost the same price as a V8. I mean, it's pretty simple. Yeah. And as much as I hate it, because I was in that seat, like the Toyota funding behind that is probably kind of ruined that side of it, but it also benefits a lot of people too. So and I was one of the ones that it did benefit. So and I, and Keith has done, hate him or love him, Keith has done the best job out of making a career out of something that wasn't originally, than anybody. I mean, I saw pictures back in the day and heard plenty of stories, man, of them just barely making it to the racetracks. And now, I mean, hell, they got 3 or 4 feather lights rolling in the track. And I mean, and that's hard to compete against when you're rolling in with a single car team. It's hard to compete against that. Your notebook's slimmer. It's just honestly, it's a little bit of a harsh feeling when I mean, even coming from me where I was winning still, and like I had 1 car, and they had 6 cars to kind of get data off of, and it just makes it hard. So I think the midget deal, I watch it. I think a lot of people are over it because of the racing that's going on. I say it time and time again, like some of the kids are lucky I don't race there full time, because there'd be a lot of hurt feelings and a lot of front ends ran over. But no, I mean, I saw some video just not too long ago of Keith and Danny Dietrich kind of getting into it. And, Keith explained it pretty well that, like, the older generation doesn't like the racing, so they race them harder and they race them different. And Keith has told his guys that do not take the shit. And that to me is good, but it also is why it has that rap, right? And it's kind of a double-edged sword, I feel like, to kind of, I mean, you pick your poison sort of deal. Don't bitch when you get ran over if you're going to do it sort of deal. And that's one thing about Justin Grant that everybody wants to talk shit about. Justin, he'll run you over, but when you run him over, he's not going to bitch at you because he knows he did it to you already. So I think that's kind of the big thing. And like my wife and I were actually just talking about it, watching the BC 39. Grant was racing like an absolute Daryl against his teammate. And he's laughing at the end of the night because it's midget racing. That's the new thing. It's midget racing. And so I don't know. I think it's shifted both ways. Keith used to bitch back at when people were racing us that way, but now his guys do. And you just have to know what you're getting into, plain and simple. I think midget racing is the best form of racing in the country, in the world. Like, it puts on the best shows and is the raciest of any other series out there, plain and simple.
Oh yeah.
But the money aspect and the drivers and stuff, it makes it hard. And a lot of these kids don't realize that, I mean, you're hauling ass and it does not feel good. And, you see a lot of it, and it's happened to me. I flipped my ass off at Putnamville, and I was that kid, and I slowed down. I started winning a lot of races and started having a lot more respect from other drivers. And it's just a kind of a pill you have to swallow at that time, and figure it out. But
I think you're in a midget racing, and you pretty much know that it's go time. You can't be bitching about rough driving or anything. You need to be that guy you got to give it back. If you're going to get it, so you might as well give it back. So
yeah,
the midget stuff is just, a lot of people complain. This guy's, rough and this and that and all that kind of crap. But if you're not that guy, guess what? You're not going to be in the front.
yeah, no, for sure. And like, I think 2 years ago when I won the Leffler, I started, I think, outside front row, and like first lap, I get just absolutely KO'd by like 4 or 5 guys. Jade, Gavin Miller, Cannon, all these guys are just dooring the shit out of me. And I literally, the next lap, I didn't get doored. I fed them all back one. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Like, I'm going for it. These little shitheads think they're going to win on the first lap, which ain't happening. And I just gave it back to them, and it took them. I think they realize now, like they ain't going to race me that way. And I think that's what you kind of have to do. And me and Grant, like Grant knows I will destroy him if he races me like that. And I know he will destroy me. And it's just that mutual respect. And you're going to have to earn it at some way. And preferably you do it at a small track where not going to hurt as bad, but in the end of the day, it's still, I mean, still very dangerous, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, and that's like, you'll see some of these kids, they race Eldora in a midget like it's Chili Bowl or Little Belleville or whatever. And I'm like, you ain't going to do that very often, very much, you know? So, yeah, I love midget racing. Actually, I got a new car getting built right now. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I love it. It's where I came from, essentially, you know, outlaw karts, but then midgets. And when I moved back to Indiana in 2013, I barely left my parents' house. Like I'd stay with my cousins and stuff over the summer and whatever, but I never, like, I saw them a couple days later, like, you know, my parents. And when David Abreu called me and said, hey, you know, so I was racing outlaw karts for David and Rico, and we won everything under the moon, like just everything, championships, nationals, like everything. He called me up one night. And he said, hey, are you ready? I said, ready for what? He's like, you ready to move to Indiana? I was like utterly shocked. I'm like, because we had mentioned it, and I was going to Chili Bowl and Midget Week with David, and I'd go scrape mud for Keys cars in like 2011 and 12, and went to Sprint Week with him when Larson was running the 1K non-wing car, and Keith Bloom. Like, so I was out there, you know, quite a bit with him, and like when he said that, I was like, huh? He's like, no, yeah, like you ready? And I was only supposed to run like 13 races at the time, and the kid that was going to run with them ended up not racing. I don't know exactly what happened with that. And next thing I know, I'm showing up at Canyon Speedway in Arizona for the first ever race. I got emancipated in like, I don't even know, a day. And luckily my mom worked in the jail in our town and knew all the people in the courts and stuff. And I had to get emancipated to sign the waivers because they weren't going to be there. And you had to be you had to be, I think, 15 and emancipated to race with USAC at that time. And yeah, then next thing I know, I'm, you know, living out there and racing, and the rest has been history, right? I mean, it's been a hell of a time, man. I remember just me and Christopher, we'd be out on the lake every day. Christopher Bell, him and I would live together with Pete. We'd be on the lake every day for, you know, the first year I raced, and we'd go into the shop on Mondays and wash the body panels and sweep the floor and clean the trailers. And then we'd go right back out to the lake, and we go to Chick-fil-A in the morning, you know, like we lived on that lake. And then after that, I actually worked for Keith and Pete. I was like one of the first drivers that they ever had that worked in the shop. I worked 8 to 5 every day, man. And then at the races, I obviously raced, but you know, if someone tore something up, I was the first one in there changing front ends and doing all that stuff. And it's just crazy to kind of see where my careers went and stalled out and kept going. And there was times where I was like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I'm over it. You know, if I wouldn't have got this wing deal now, I'd probably say like I was just burnt out. You know, I'm done racing. So then I won a championship in 16, and we won a lot. Me and Big Al won a lot of races. I mean, like I felt like we were in victory lane every night almost. It felt like so. And if
You
we
pretty
weren't,
much were.
yeah, and if we weren't in victory lane, like we were on the podium, like second or third, and usually second. So that was obviously the highlight of my career up until Chili Bowl, and then, you know, I ran a lot of truck stuff. Not a lot. I ran 14 races with the Camper World Trucks and Young Motorsports with Team Dillon, and that was kind of my next step, right? That was going to be my next step, and we had, you know, good backing, and we were going to go do that. And then I got in my hauler accident, and it shut everything off. Like, it froze everything. Done. And to this day, I still haven't got an opportunity to kind of go back that route. And honestly, I'm grateful I didn't, because all them pavement pounders are fake as hell, so no, but I'm happy where I'm at, man. It's a great time to be a sprint car driver, honestly. Like
Yeah.
it's a
Right
really
now.
good time.
Right
Yep.
now, it's awesome, man, and it's awesome for the fans. I mean, it just the way it's all going, and that story you just told, man. I know probably a lot of people don't know that, and I mean, that's something I didn't know a whole lot of. Of course, I know all the tidbits, but man, it's a badass story right there. So I'm glad you told that on our show because I know we got a lot of people excited that we get to have you on this show. So we only have a few thousand followers, but I mean, we're in a smaller town in southern Missouri, and people were pretty pumped when we were like, "Hey, we got Tanner Thorson, man. This is the shit."
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Yeah, this has been a blast.
Oh, and yeah, I was expecting, we're going 10 minutes and you were going to be like, "Man, you're going to ask me the same shit on how I did
Oh no, you're good, man.
that." But no, I mean, everything from the Chili Bowl stuff, and man, that's just awesome. And I mean, we're looking forward. I mean, it makes me even a bigger fan than what I was before, and it's going to sound, stupid, but it's God, this is pretty cool, man.
So the big thing about Chili Bowl is like it's a good thing because I'm buddies with Andy, Reinbold, and Amy still. But I think the coolest thing is like I owned that car. Like that was my car.
Yeah.
It was Amy electrical wrapped. Like I raced under Andy all year long, but that was my car. That's what made Chili Bowl like even more special to me. And then obviously going back there again and winning my prelim night. And then last year, or I guess it'd be this year, beating Bell in my own car. Like, dude, you're going up against these multi-million-dollar teams in a car that like I'm scraping pennies to get put together and like just get everything right. And working my ass off. And like my wife, she probably hates it. I know she hates it, but like, there'll be nights I'm getting into the house at 5:36 in the morning and back out at 8 to go just get a little bit of shut eye and a shower during Chili Bowl time. And like, because like I want it that much. And I think that was a big thing going back to the whole teching deal. Like I'm putting more time in as a single person than probably I would say more than any team out there. Right. Like I'm just saying one person, one car, I'm putting in more time than any of them. And to not be able to go at it head to head and be fair, it makes it hard to want to do it. So, it's, like Stevie goes to bed at 8:00 at night and wakes up at 4 a.m. And there's times like I'll be leaving as his lights come on in the kitchen to go out to work. And he's like, well, you just get here or what are you, I'm like, no, I'm leaving. I'm seeing shit. I'm like, but that's when I'm doing my best work, man, so, yeah. And I think all of that, just me being me, and I'm not trying to be cocky here, but me putting 120% effort forward has gotten me landed with the sprint car deal that I have now. And people recognizing that. And that's like a big accomplishment for me and my family, I feel like, and my pops that, I mean, I don't get to race with him every weekend and I grew up racing with him. So like, it's cool for him and my parents and stuff that have sacrificed and probably refinanced their house 5 times to keep me racing, to get me to the level of being able to race for Abreu's and step up. So, and that's why I do it, man. Just bust ass and no excuses on why you couldn't get it done.
Oh yeah, man, those late nights like that. Like we just came home 3 a.m. last night from big micro race in Southern Illinois, and you're driving down the road and you're like, man, I just seen a gremlin. You're seeing people, you're seeing, I mean, just all kinds of random stuff. But when you that's just life, man. That's the life of it. And you sit there and think, man, this sucks, and then you're like, but I'm going to do it next weekend again.
Oh yeah, it's a drug. It's a serious drug.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like, what drug do you like racing? Sort of is. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it takes a special person, takes special people to want to do this. Like I've had friends, I left school and I didn't tell nobody I was leaving. Like I dipped out we got online school and I left, and like you go back and you see your buddies and stuff from way back, and like, man, you lived the life, like must be nice. I'm like, you go drive up and down that road and tell me how nice it is when you're driving through the middle of nowhere and your shit breaks down on the side of the road. And you're like, you tell me how nice it is, because like they don't see all that. They see
only see the glorious parts.
Yeah, it's just how it is, right? And I don't judge. It is what it is. I'm like, damn, you're a helicopter pilot, or you're this, or you're that. Like, yeah, that must be nice, sort of deal. But you have a guaranteed paycheck every weekend. That must be nice. So.
They also don't see the part of sitting out on the weekends. It's 100 degrees. You're just nasty and sweating and shit. And they're like inside, playing. I don't even know. I don't play games, so I don't know. Lock shit or something. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're out there. I mean, last night I could have wrung my shirt out. It was so freaking hot. And then I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, it's awesome.
Well, like yesterday we were maintenancing, and I'm on the phone with the motor guy, and I'm running valves, and it's not supposed to rain. It just starts downpouring on us, and our car's torn apart, shit's everywhere, wings are off, exhaust headers are on top of the meal, and like all three of us, like my two guys and I, we are soaked from head to toe. Like it downpoured 2 inches in a matter of 10 minutes. Like it was ridiculous. And it's just what we live for. We eat it up. We waited the rain out, pushed the car back out, humid as hell, 95 degrees, and water sitting everywhere around you, and manned up and you do it. So I'm fortunate, man, blessed to be able to do what I love. And used to go to Chico Friday nights, every Friday night, Silver Dollar Speedway, and watch sprint cars. And I'm like, fuck, like this is what I want to do, and I'm doing it, and I'm living an awesome life, and got a new baby girl that's, well, not new now, but she's almost 11 months old, and just getting to travel up and down the road in the motorhome with my wife and my kid, my two dogs, has been nothing but great. Man. So
that's badass, man.
Yeah, I'm a big family guy, man. So that's awesome.
It's been good.
That's awesome to get to do that as a family.
Absolutely. Yeah. It just makes me just kind of be grateful for what I've accomplished and been able to do over the years. And like seeing my baby girl, like she's starting to army crawl across the whole motorhome, and I'm like, shit, like obviously I wasn't crawling because I was racing. I was 4 years old when I first started racing, but it just kind of brings back memories of, my parents and I in the motorhome, and just going up and down the road. And, my wife grew up on the road a little bit with her dad and her mom. And so it's just cool, man. It's just like living your dream with the people you love. And like I said, nothing better.
Well, man, we're really appreciate this thing.
Man.
I already say I'm already kind of jacked up on this, but we've taken up enough of your time, man. But we want to just tomorrow, you got Fremont tomorrow.
Yep.
16th is the Double Down. Are you running on Tuesday anywhere?
You're running?
No, we didn't plan on it, just because like it's such a long week for my guys.
Oh yeah.
We don't have 3 or 4 guys like some of these other teams. It's literally me and my guy Britton and TJ, and it's hard to kind of, especially with the way the weather is and stuff, it's hard to kind of not necessarily ask for too much, but I want my guys to be sharp, every time we go. I want them to be able to kind of think straight headed, and then going into Eldora, like we're going to be prepping and getting ready. And I'm going to take Eldora probably more serious than I ever have this week coming up. Another place that I just don't really have a love for. I used to back when I was 15, 16 years old and didn't give a shit, and just bash the fence down. But now it's just I don't race like that, and I don't have the cares to. So, but now that my car is feeling really good, we're going to take a next step forward and just, probably go through absolutely everything. Obviously we do anyways, but just double, triple check everything. And I'm going to come in with the guns blazing. And, I'm actually, for the first time ever, I'm excited to get to Eldora. Like I don't know, I'm excited to get there. So,
It could be a huge deal. I mean, mostly for a guy like you, but like, mostly the TV exposure and all that. I mean, something big happens for you. That'd be awesome. But yeah, you can catch a live FS1 Thursday, July 17th, 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's the Joker's Jackpot at Eldora Speedway, 100,000 to win. And I mean, a big deal for the high limit sprint cars and yourself and everything. And we wish you the best of luck, man. And obviously we'll be pulling for you now big time. And we're just, excited you came on the show, dude. And we really appreciate it. And best.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. And
thanks for coming on. This was badass.
Yeah, this was awesome, dude.
Anytime.
Okay.
What's that? Where are you guys at? A bar or what?
No, this is our producer guy's actually garage that if you could see the whole panoramic thing in here, it's a big man cave, man.
He's turned this into an awesome studio.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Well, next time I come through, I'll have to come there maybe when we're driving through town.
Yeah, will you be at like the Ironman maybe?
Yeah, we'll be at Ironman. Yep.
All right.
We're about 30-40 minutes south of there.
Perfect. Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, man.
Now, so
we'll get it going.
Maybe we'll have some wins to talk about.
Oh God.
there we go. That'd be awesome.
So
we appreciate it, man. We'll let you get back.
Yeah, man.
And, good luck, man.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thank you. We'll talk to you.
Yep.
See you.